everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So today's video, we're going to be playing with the Profusion and Peanuts holiday collection. I don't have everything, however, I do have quite a bit to share with you. So firstly, I do have this. This is a 41 shade eye and face palette. So here's what the packaging looks like up close. It's very, very cute and festive. And then you open it up through this latch here. And this is what the palette looks like. So you are getting a mirror, some eyeshadows, and some face products on this side. So here is an up close of the face products. You get some highlights, 2 blushes, and 2 bronzers, and then you're also getting a ton of eyeshadows here to play around with as well. And then of course the mirror, which is a nice addition to have, especially if you are using this to get ready and this is like the entire thing that you're using. So the other things that I have to share with you, I love, if you've been watching my channel lately, I love Profusion's highlighters. So I did pick up the Snoopy's Snow Day highlight. So here is what the packaging looks like, super cute. And then this is what the highlight looks like. It looks really, really pretty. So I'm interested to see how this one will apply as well. And then I was interested, I don't normally like see myself buying this many lip products at once, but I was really interested in this little lip gloss set. So this is the Joy of Giving 7-piece lip gloss set. And here's what this one looks like. I am definitely not going to be keeping every single one of these lip products, but I can definitely share some swatches with you guys in this video. So I am looking very pale at the moment, as I'm sure you can tell. I went ahead and already applied foundation, concealer, powder, and I did the brows. And I am desperate to put on some bronzer and blush and highlight and all of the things. I did go in with my Rare Beauty Always an Optimist Illuminating Primer. And then I went in with my Physicians Formula Butter Believe It foundation, my NYX Bear With Me concealer serum for concealer, and then I did set the entire face with the Makeup Revolution translucent loose setting powder. And then underneath the eyes, I'm currently testing the Tarte like creaseless loose setting powder in the pink shade. And then in the brows, I have like the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Micro Brow Pencil. I threw a little bit of the Glossier Boy Brow brow gel in the brows, and here we are. So now let's go in with this mega palette here. I want to play around with some of these face products here. So I definitely want to go in with bronzer. I am going to start with this shade here, and let's see how much this one will build up. I'm very curious. If not, I will mix the two. So it's definitely a lot warmer tones than I was expecting. It's definitely warming up the complexion, but I'm not sure if it's at the pigmentation level that I personally like, but it is building up really nicely, as I'm sure you can see here how it's looking. So it's blending up nicely. However, it's not deep enough for me personally. Like, it is, I think, the right shade for me in person, but on camera, I still feel like I need so much more. Okay, so I have bronzed the entire face with the lighter shade of the bronzer just for science, because I do feel like I could use more bronzer just for like camera on screen purposes. I do want to go in with the deeper shade, and let's see if I can build up this one any better. That's the only thing about making face and eye palettes. If you don't have, wow, okay, I do feel like that built up. If you don't have multiple shades, it's not gonna work for everyone. So that is the only, so far, right, the only negative thing I have to say about this is they should have come out with 2 or 3 versions of this one. And just because you're a drugstore brand does not give you the excuse, right, to come out with multiple shades in something. That really bronzed up the skin, which is what I'm more looking for, especially for on camera, because I feel like it always washes me out with the lighting and everything. So I do feel like that made a bigger difference for me personally, and I'm sure you guys can agree. So now I want to look in the mirror. Yeah, I think that looks really pretty. It's definitely actually yellow toned. I thought it was going to be more like orangey, but I do feel like it actually looks kind of yellow toned on me, which is a little surprising. Like, I don't know if I've seen a bronzer look like this on my skin before. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, now it's time for blush. I do feel like I need to go in with my powder brush. So I'm going with my powder brush just to kind of like further blend everything out. I don't want anything looking like stark or anything. Now let's go in with a blush, and I definitely want to go in with this shade right here and plop that on to the cheeks. I don't know if I've ever tried Profusion's blush formula, to be honest. This is going on really nicely. Yeah, I think that looks really good. Yeah, I really like the blush. I love how pigmented it is. I really thought for a moment there that it wasn't going to be that pigmented, but it definitely is, which is great. You guys know how much I love a pigmented blush. I am here for it. So I really like that shade a lot. I think it's really, really pretty. Yeah, I really like that. I do think I want to go in with the lighter blush shade as well. Again, just for science, I'm just going to kind of like layer it. Yeah, I think that's really, really pretty. Okay, very excited about that. So although this palette comes with highlighters and I'm sure they're beautiful, I do want to play around with the individual highlight from the collection, so that's what I'm going to do. But there are 2 highlights in the Face and Eye palette, just an FYI. But I do want to go in with this one. Again, this is the Snoopy's Snow Day Pressed Highlighter. Okay, so it's a lot more glittery than I was expecting. Oh wow, but it's really, really pretty. I hope you can see that. Ooh. Okay, I really like this. It's definitely glittery, but I feel like it's like suspended nicely. Like it's not like flaky glittery where it's just like getting all over the place. Like I feel like it's still very controlled, which is nice. And so I'm able to kind of like pack it on like by pressing it and then blending it. And I feel like by doing that, it's allowing me to kind of keep the pigment, and then blending it into the skin obviously allows it to not be super stark. Profusion has a really good highlighter formula. Like I am very impressed with their highlights. Like, I don't know how they do it, but it's really, really pretty. Wow, I'm so glad that I picked this one up. I think that's really fun. This is kind of giving me Fenty Diamond Bomb, just a little bit. So if you were interested, I would pick this one up. And Profusion, even though this is limited edition, Profusion usually keeps around this stuff. Don't quote me on that, but from my experience, like the Casper collection from last year, like that's still available on their website. The Peanuts Halloween collection, that's still available on their website. So there's a possibility that it'll stick around. The highlight, by the way, came in the most cutest like little like puffy pouch. I don't know why, but, and then it also came with a Snoopy keychain, which is just adorable. So I don't know like why this came in that packaging, but I'm not mad about it. I think it's really cute. Okay, now let's go in with an eye look. As you can see, there are so many beautiful shades to choose from. So I'm eager to create a look here. I'm not sure the route that I want to go in though. I feel like I want to keep it like semi-neutral. As tempted as I am by the blues, I think I'm going to do something like maybe where I play around with the reds, but keep the lid neutral. So we'll see. Honestly, this color story is kind of throwing me off a little bit. It's not giving me like immediate inspiration, if you know what I mean. I'm going to throw on some eye primer really quick. This is the MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly. Okay, so to start out the crease, this is where it gets a little tricky because I'm not really seeing something that I would want to use in the crease or that would work for the crease, but we will play around with this. Let's see. I guess I will go in with this pink shade right here and throw that in the crease, I guess. We'll see. Okay, it's very pink, so I'm actually gonna mix it. There's like a light pink color and I'm gonna mix it with that. Okay, that's like very pink. I was not expecting that. That's okay, that's okay. We're just gonna blend it out and let's see how this will look. I'm gonna add a little bit of the lighter pink just to kind of soften it a little bit. I really think they could have used like a mid-tone brown in this palette because I feel like that's pretty universal for most skin tones, at least most people, and how they do their eyeshadow. That is looking really pretty though, but I am glad that I added some of the lighter pink. I mean, for how like pastel-ish that pink is, I do feel like it's really high performing, which is kind of nice. Okay, I was not going for a pink look today, but I guess, you know, where the wave takes you sometimes. Okay, does that even make sense? I'm such a nerd, so I don't know. All right, I do actually really like the way that that looks, surprisingly. Now what? Because now I'm like really unsure where I want to take this look, but that's actually, I guess I could have used the bronzer. What was I thinking? Wow, okay. I guess we'll start working in the outer crease, and I think I'm going to take this red shade right here and put that in the outer corner. It is very awkward to hold though. I do feel like I wish the mirror would come off. I think that would be really nice and handy. Okay, so I'm actually gonna mix it with the deepest red to try to not make it so pink, because I definitely want it to be red, you know? This is performing really well though. Again, for a red shade, I feel like it's like, at least it's on me, right? It's not patching up, which is nice. But I'm also not trying to over blend it because I do feel like that can happen really easily with some shadows, especially if they're really, really powdery. These aren't, like, there's not a ton of kickback, at least in my opinion. Like, what I thought was going to happen, it didn't really do that much from what I was expecting. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of impressed. It's working really well. So same thing to the other eye. I'm using more of like that pinkier red first, and then I'm gonna dip like the deeper, more like maroon color. And I'm using more like stamping motions because again, I don't want this to become over blended. And I do feel like it's really, really helping out the shadows by doing that. I was not expecting to create such a colorful look. I kind of wanted to do something more neutral, but you know what? That's okay. I posted the more like holiday festive makeup, and that's more so like what I would wear for like Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. So it's fine that I have something more colorful, especially for those of you that like color. You know what I mean? Just because you wear red lip or because it's the holidays doesn't mean that you don't have to wear color or that you have to wear neutrals, to be honest. Okay, so I am very impressed with the mattes. Like, wow. Now keep in mind, I've only used 1, 2, 3, 4 mattes, and there are so many others. For Science, again, there's this shade, which this shade looks like a metallic red. So I do also want to lay that down next to what I just put, or maybe even on top, to be honest. I'm just really curious to see what that's going to do. It may not do anything because it's a shimmer and it's not really doing much. Let me like really pack it and see. Yeah, it's not really doing too much, but that's okay. I'm not gonna fault the eyeshadow for that. It's doing something, but it's nothing impressive. But I'm not gonna fault it because again, that's more of like a satiny shimmery shade, so it might perform better with my finger. So it's fine. Okay, now for the lid, I feel like I need to play around here with some of the swatches. I feel like you could like knock yourself out with this palette because it's so big. So there is this really, honestly, kind of unimpressive shimmer shade. And then there's this glitter, which I don't know if I want to do glitter. Maybe, honestly, those two together might be really pretty. And then there's also, ooh, this seems kind of fun. This like kind of snowy shade. And I feel like those are really the only options that I would want to go with. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, so firstly, I'm going to go in with NYX Glitter Primer, you already know. Okay, so I think I'm going to go in with the more like pinky champagne color on the lid and then top it off with the glitter because I'm not sure, yeah, and just as I presumed, the shimmers are not super impactful. But I'm going to keep layering and let's see what happens. Just based on the way that they look in the pan, I can almost tell how they're going to perform. And it's just nothing like too impressive. I'm honestly, at this point, I am more impressed with the mattes, which is okay. Like, I honestly feel like it's harder to be impressed with mattes than it is to be impressed with shimmers. Do you know what I mean? Now let's go in with the glitter. And this feels like a chunky glitter, so I am just going to pat it on rather than swipe. And that's actually really pretty. I actually like the way that that looks. Yeah, the shimmer shades are kind of garbage, to be honest, which is sad. I know that Profusion can do a really, really nice eyeshadow. I was actually impressed really with the Peanuts Halloween palette. I really liked that palette. I thought it performed well. I only used it one time, but the time that I used it was really pretty. I think this glitter is nice, but it is kind of chunky. So I recommend a glitter glue. And then also, like I said, pressing it on rather than like spreading it, if that makes sense, because I don't know how much fallout you would get if you were to like smear it on, if that makes sense. Okay, so as far as the palette, keep in mind I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shades, and this palette has 35 shades in it. I feel like this is an okay palette, but I am interested in trying the blues in this palette. I think the blue looks really pretty, especially the glittery blue. The glittery blue I think looks really pretty. So I don't hate this, but I do feel like it could have been better quality. I do want to go in, there's like a sparkly silver shade that looks really pretty. I think I'm going to put that in the inner corner. Ooh, I think that's actually really fun. That is definitely more creamy of a shade. And I feel like if all of the shimmer shades could have been like that, I do feel like it would have been better. But I also do worry if all of the shimmer shades were like that, if it would crease. Do you know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put on mascara and then we will be back to do the lips. Okay, so for mascara, I did go in with the CoverGirl. This is the Lash Blast Cleantopia mascara, and this is an Extreme Black Frost. This has no frost whatsoever, but here we are. Here's the completed eye look. I actually think it's really, really pretty. And as far as this palette goes, because I do, well, let's get into the lips actually first, and then I will do some reviewing of everything. But let's go ahead and talk about the Joy of Giving, the 7-piece lip gloss set. So I am really happy with the shades that they included so far. I of course have yet to try anything on, but just looking at them, again, here are the shades. I think they did a really good job. I think most of these, most people will wear, which is really nice. And I don't know if I've tried Profusion's lip gloss formula. They came out with, along with the Casper collection, they came out with lip toppers from that collection, and I actually really didn't like those. So I'm hoping that this is a better formula. So I will not be keeping all of these. However, I do want to do swatches for you. So this shade is Shorter, and this is definitely a more nudie color. So I'm just gonna do swatches on the back of my hand because I don't want to contaminate it in case I want to give them away. But this is definitely more of a peachy nude color. I think if you paired this with a deeper lip liner, you could actually, you know, make this work for you pretty well. The next shade is Lucy. Oh, so is that, okay, so that person, Schroeder, if I'm saying that right, must be this character on the lid. And then Lucy is pictured on this lid, which is super cute. I love that detailing. And this one is more of a sparkly gloss. So this one is super pretty. And they do have a smaller doe foot, which I am not mad about. So Lucy is definitely more of a shimmery gloss formula, so it looks really nice and pretty. Then we have Woodstock, which is such a cute character. Here he is on the lid, and then this looks like a really nice pinky mauve color. And let's see what this one looks like. This one does seem to have a little bit more pigment to it. So here's the shade Woodstock, a really pretty pink color. This one I'm super excited about. This one is Snoopy, and he looks super cute on the lid. And this is a beautiful kind of wine shimmery color. So stunning. Ooh, that is so pretty. And this actually is reminding me so much of possibly a Fenty color lip gloss. So that one is really pretty. So far, Snoopy is my favorite. Then we have the shade Sally, and here she is on the lid. And then this is more of a nudie brown color. Super pretty. Wow, I was actually expecting something a little bit different. It's really pretty. So really happy with Sally. I think that color is really pretty. Another shade that I'm really excited for, this is Linus. And again, look how cute he is. Oh, that's adorable. I was really excited about this color because it's almost like a black cherry and almost chocolatey color. Ooh, oh my gosh. Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Fenty's hot chocolate. Wow, that looks like Fenty's hot chocolate. I'm going to compare because I also feel like this could maybe look like Fuchsia Flex, so I will compare. And then the final color, which also looks really beautiful, is Charlie Brown. And here he is, and then this is another beautiful kind of wine color. Honestly, these are all really pretty. I feel like the only two that I don't love, or honestly, it's like the first three kind of. So these three I'm kind of like unsure about, but here's Charlie Brown, which is a beautiful plummy color. Okay, so I have to, for science, compare these. Okay, so I actually own Fuchsia Flex and Hot Chocolate from Fenty. I am super curious to see if these are dupes. So Fenty Fuchsia Flex right here. And let's do a swatcheroo. Wow. Okay, so the one that I think it's a dupe to is Snoopy, which was actually one of the ones I was most excited about. I just did like a fresher swatch so you can compare. Here's Fenty Fuchsia Flex, and here's Snoopy. Super close, you guys. And I feel like on the lips, you're not gonna be able to tell. Okay, then we have Hot Chocolate from Fenty, and that looks like Linus. So again, doing a fresh swatch. So here we go. So Fenty Hot Chocolate Linus from Profusion. You guys, oh my gosh, those are dupes. Those are dupes. And it's making me feel like maybe the others are dupes too. So I'm playing around here. I have Fenty's Fruit Snacks. I'm kind of curious to see how this compares to, okay, this is kind of similar, kind of, to Charlie Brown. Look at this, Fenty Fruit Snacks, Charlie Brown. This one is definitely more mauve or plummy toned. This is more red, but I mean, they were coming for Fenty. Do I have Fenty Cream? Let me see. Okay, I don't know if I have Fenty Cream. I swore that I did, but I do have Cupcakein, which is a cream formula from Fenty as well. And oh my God, this is the one that is Woodstock, and it's kind of similar again. So Woodstock, Fenty, Cupcakein. You guys, and I bet you that, where is it? I bet you this one right here is a dupe for Fenty, like the Fenty Glow, like the original, but like the cream version. You guys, I don't know. I'm gonna feel them on the lips. Wow, that is insane. Oh my God. I am actually really shocked right now. So here are all of the lip products. Again, on the top are Profusion. And this was a pretty inexpensive lip gloss set. I mean, Profusion itself is a very inexpensive lip gloss, or very inexpensive brand. So this lip gloss set, I should say, purchase this stuff during Black Friday. So they did have a, I think 25 or 30% off, maybe even 40, to be honest, site-wide sale. So I did pick up all of this stuff during that time. And I'm so glad that I waited, because I wanted to purchase this collection so badly from Walgreens, but my Walgreens didn't have them in stock. And I was this close to purchasing it on Profusion's website. But I was like, no, something tells me to wait. And I'm so glad that I waited, because I got them on a really good sale. I'm trying to decide what shade that I want to do. I feel like I have to try on Snoopy, because I think it just looks really pretty. And I'm also very curious to see how their shimmer formula feels, because I want to know if it's gritty or not. And I want to be able to tell you. Very pretty. And this one was kind of a dupe for Fuchsia Flex from Fenty. I don't feel any grittiness at all. Wow, this is a really, really nice formula. Okay, so I took off half, and now I want to do Fenty's Fuchsia Flex. Oh my gosh, okay, so you can kind of tell. So Fuchsia Flex, Profusion. So you can kind of tell, but it's not a big difference. Oh my goodness. Can you tell? I don't know if you can. The Fenty one definitely has more sparkle to it. It's definitely like the sparkle's distributed better, and like you can actually pick up the shimmer and like the shifts that this gloss goes to. But I mean, Snoopy from Profusion is very close. And honestly, I've kind of gotten to the point where I don't love Fenty glosses as much anymore, because of how goopy they are. And so I honestly kind of these days have been preferring something more like this Profusion formula, because I like something that's thinner. Do you know what I mean? Like something that is going to apply more evenly and not be so thick on the lips. Now let's do, I guess we'll go ahead and do Linus, which I think is a dupe for Hot Chocolate from Fenty. Very curious, so let's see. So I just did half of Linus. It feels really weird to just have lipstick on one side. And then now let's go in with Fenty's. I do think I'm gonna see a difference more so with this one. There is a slight difference. I actually feel like the Profusion one has more of the brown to it. This is more like sheer. Wow. But it's close. It is close. Isn't that insane, you guys? I was not trying to do this, like honestly. Now for real this time, I do want to put on a lip product that will complement this look. And which one do I want to go in with? I'm kind of thinking about this one. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this one. This one is Charlie Brown. Of course, I picked Charlie Brown. Yes, I love that. So this one is Charlie Brown. Really, really pretty. I love that. Okay, so let's talk about this collection, shall we? So firstly, I did, of course, play around with this face and eye palette from the collection. And I have to say, I don't know if this one you need to pick up. I do think that the face products performed really well. I thought that the blushes were probably my favorite. Keep in mind, I didn't try the highlights in the palette because again, I had the individual highlight from the collection, but I really liked the blushes. I thought the bronzers were okay. They do build up nicely though, but again, I am very concerned that this is not going to work for many people. So like skin tone, shade range wise. As far as the actual palette goes, I just kind of feel like this missed the mark for me. The mattes are gorgeous. The mattes perform really well, and that's basically what's kind of saving this palette for me. I also really enjoy this like shimmery kind of silvery sparkly shade. I think that that looks really beautiful in the inner corner. But as far as the shimmer shades, I only tried that one, but I'm very unimpressed with the shimmer shades. And I'm just not a huge fan of glitters, and I feel like that's basically the shimmer shades that are going to save this palette. And I just, again, don't feel like this you need to pick up unless you are a collector, you love the Peanuts franchise, and you want to support or have this displayed. I think it's a really beautiful piece when it comes to that. But as far as like actual quality, it's good, it's just not great. So I'm really glad that I didn't buy this for full price. The highlight, I actually feel like this is worth it. This is absolutely stunning. I love the effect it has on the face. I love that, yes, it's glittery, but it's evenly suspended, if that makes sense. So it's not going to just be glitter flakes all over your face. It definitely just sits on top of the skin in the best way, meaning it's glittery and you're going to have the beautiful effect of glitter, but it's not going to be glittery flakes all over your face. It's just kind of sitting there, it's staying where it needs to be. And I feel like going in with a tapping method is really good for this type of highlight, but I think it's beautiful. So I do recommend this one, the Snoopy's Snow Day Pressed Highlighter. I love this. I think this is beautiful. I think the highlight is still probably my favorite, but it is a close second to the lip gloss set. This is the Joy of Giving 7-piece lip gloss set. The fact that these are pretty much dupes for Fenty is insane to me, and I am really impressed with the shades that I tried so far. I tried Snoopy, Linus, and then of course I have Charlie Brown on. I thought the shades that they included were so beautiful, and I think I'm gonna get use out of a lot of the shades, to be honest. I think my favorites are probably honestly the 3 that I have on, or that I tried on. Those are probably my favorites. But then also I think the shade Sally is really pretty as well. I feel like the first 3 shades of the lip glosses, I can kind of take them or leave them, but I do think Lucy is a really nice like kind of like gold shimmery lip gloss, and it's beautiful to kind of have, especially during the holiday season. However, the attention to detail arguably might be the best. I mean, the fact that they put the characters on the lid of each lip gloss is just so cute, and these do not feel cheap. They do not feel cheap. Even in the way that these feel on the lips, they don't feel cheap. So I honestly get the lip gloss set. Get the highlighter, get the lip gloss set. It is amazing. This is also a great gift. So if you're wanting to, like, let's say, like, for instance, I have 2 sisters. I could easily get this lip gloss set and split them up. So I'm a huge makeup lover. So I maybe give, like, because 7 is an uneven number, right? Or an odd number, I would probably just give someone 1 extra because I don't need extra. Do you know what I mean? So what I would do is like gift these and then keep some for yourself as well. So I feel like it's kind of fun to do that. These are great little stocking stuffers as well. So I feel like I'm most excited about the lip set, to be honest, which is crazy because that's probably what I was the least expecting to be excited about. But I do think the highlight is really pretty as well. Thank you for watching today, and thank you for, being along with me as I try out the Profusion and Peanuts holiday collection. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you really enjoyed the impromptu kind of dupe session within the video. That was kind of fun. But thank you so much for watching. I know that there are so many videos during Vlogmas during the month of December. There's so much content that you can consume. So the fact that you're stopping by my channel and watching my videos means the world to me. So thank you so much for that. And also, please, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. It does mean so much to me, and it really does help out my channel as well. Please like this video, please comment, all of the things. It really does help out my channel. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I would love for you to subscribe, be a part of my YouTube channel family here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.